Washington Commanders fans, we're facing a massive challenge for our team, and you need to understand every detail. We're going through one of the most crucial phases of the season, and guess what? We've lost two pillars of our offense. Yes, Noah Brown and Austin Eckler are out, and now we must adapt and find new ways to keep the offense competitive. Does Cliff Kingsbury and his staff have any tricks up their sleeves to overcome these losses? Stay with me until the end because this analysis will surprise you. And don't forget to like the video. Let's start by discussing the impact of Noah Brown's absence. He was much more than a regular wide receiver. His 56 targets not only made him the second most targeted player on the team, but also a key piece in moving the chains. Brown converted 21 receptions into first downs, trailing only Terry McLaurin and Zach Ertz. Moreover, his versatility was admired even by opposing defenses, who often focused on him more than McLaurin himself. It's impressive how he performed multiple roles in the offense, isn't it? Now, without him, Kingsbury will have to redesign the game plan. Meanwhile, the loss of Austin Eckler cannot be understated. He was a true engine for our offense, leading the team's running backs with an incredible average of 6.6 yards per touch. Eckler wasn't just explosive in runs, but also a real threat in the passing game. His ability to run precise routes and create mismatches in defenses made him an indispensable weapon for Kingsbury. And we can't forget his role as a kick returner, where he frequently changed the game's landscape. The question remains, how do we replace someone so dynamic? Now the Commanders will have to seek alternatives. The arrival of KJ Osborne from the Patriots is an attempt to fill the void left by Noah Brown. But hold on, fans, don't create immediate expectations. Osborne still needs to adjust to the system and might take some time to make an impact. In the meantime, Dyami Brown and Luke McCaffrey will have to take on more responsibilities. However, we can't depend on him alone. Kingsbury should explore new combinations, perhaps involving more wideouts like McCaffrey and Olamide Zaccheaus in routes that cut across the middle of the field. This creativity will be fundamental in keeping the offense dynamic. Looking at the remaining schedule, the pressure only increases. Facing the New Orleans Saints would be complicated on its own, but now with these losses, the challenge is even greater. Brown, who has shown potential in deep routes, needs to establish himself as a reliable option. As for McCaffrey, a promising rookie, he's shown good separation in intermediate routes and could be the surprise the team needs. And what about the backfield? Chris Rodriguez Jr. emerges as the best bet to maintain explosion in the running game. The young running back has shown good signs in limited opportunities, breaking tackles and gaining important yards. Then, we have decisive matchups against the Eagles, Falcons, and Cowboys. Each win is essential, not just to secure a playoff spot, but also to keep team morale high. Will the offense be able to adjust in time? Fans, I know it's tough to lose such important players in this final stretch, but if there's one thing we've learned over the years, it's that the Commanders never give up. With McLaurin leading the group and Kingsbury seeking creative solutions, there's still hope. Now we have news that promises to warm the hearts of those following this 2024 season. Have you imagined the impact one of the NFL's best cornerbacks can have in the season's final stretch? Well, Marshon Lattimore is getting closer to taking the field in a Commanders jersey, and that's not all. Let's detail everything about this situation and what it means for our playoff chances. Stay with me until the end, because the story only gets better. After weeks of waiting, good news finally arrived. Lattimore fully participated in Wednesday's practice. This is a clear sign that he might make his team debut soon. The veteran was acquired from the New Orleans Saints at the beginning of the season, but a hamstring injury kept him sidelined until now. Coincidentally, his return might happen against his former team, the Saints, this Sunday. Would be poetic, wouldn't it? I can already imagine the narrative. Lattimore showing his worth right in front of the fans he left behind. Now let's remember the impact this trade had at the beginning of the year. To bring Lattimore, the Commanders sent 3 draft picks and received, besides the cornerback, a 5th-round pick. It was a high price, but who wouldn't pay for a player of his caliber? We're talking about someone who brings talent, experience, and leadership to a position where Washington was lacking. And fans, he didn't come just for this season. Lattimore has a guaranteed contract until 2026, with value strategically adjusted to the team's salary cap. So, what can we expect from this return? First, an immediate impact on defense. The team needs all pieces working perfectly, especially in such a decisive phase of the season. With an 8-5 record, the Commanders are in a solid position for the playoffs, but we can't falter. Each game is a battle, and having Lattimore on the field might be the difference maker we needed to secure that spot. Now, looking at the schedule ahead, it's not the easiest, but it's not impossible either. Facing the Saints on the road is a complicated task, especially in a hostile environment, but the team is coming off a bye week, more rested and prepared. Then we have the Eagles, Falcons, and Cowboys. The Eagles game will be tough, but we're playing at home, which gives us an advantage. Against the Cowboys and Falcons, we have every chance to secure wins. The goal is clear: reach 10 wins and secure our playoff spot with authority. You know what excites me most, fans? Seeing how the team has grown throughout the year. Nobody expected us to be in this position in December, and it shows the strength of our roster and coaching staff. With Lattimore back, our chances increase even more. But is he 100% ready to make an immediate impact? That's the big question. If you follow our team, you know we're at a decisive moment in the season. Coach Dan Quinn has brought an approach that's inspiring the locker room, and today I'm going to tell you how he's using an unusual strategy to maintain focus and lead the team to the playoffs. You won't want to miss this analysis, so go ahead and subscribe to the channel to ensure you don't miss out on upcoming news. The season started with ups and downs, but now we're sitting at a solid 8-5. Coming off a bye week, the Commanders have everything in their hands to secure that coveted playoff spot. Sounds easy, right? But we know the NFL loves to set traps along the way. That's why Dan Quinn is asking the team to climb mountains. Not literally, of course, but as a powerful metaphor to keep players focused and disciplined in each game. This approach is exactly what we need to avoid distractions and move forward. During a press conference, Quinn explained his base camp idea. He compares the season to a climb, where each game is an intermediate point before the summit. We're not at the beginning, but we're still far from the peak. The idea is to reach the next camp, then the next one, and so on, Quinn said. This analogy seems simple, but it's perfect for reminding the team that the journey is made of calculated steps. And let's face it, with playoffs on the horizon, this mindset could be the difference maker. The strategy has worked so far. Despite a 3-game losing streak at the start, the Commanders stayed united and focused, showing they don't let emotions shake them. This consistency reflects Quinn's leadership, who always insists on avoiding the emotional roller coaster. Fans, there's no denying it. Quinn is doing an incredible job keeping the team aligned. Have we finally found the coach who can take us far? The next challenge is against the New Orleans Saints. Quinn has made it clear that the focus is 100% on this game, without looking at the games ahead. If we can focus only on what we need to do now, the wins will come, he said. It seems obvious, but we know it's easy to lose focus when playoffs are so close. The question is, can the team maintain this mindset until the end? I'm confident, are you? Going back to the climbing analogy, Quinn's idea is more than just motivation. It's a lesson in discipline and resilience that can shape the team's character beyond this season. If we secure a playoff spot, it'll be because every player bought into this philosophy. And fans, I want to hear from you. What do you think about this approach? Is the game-by-game focus enough to take the Commanders back to the playoffs? Leave your opinion in the comments and share this video with other fans. Oh, and before I forget, subscribe to the channel so you don't miss any updates about our team. We're in this climb together, and with Dan Quinn at the helm, I believe the summit is within our reach. Now tell me, who's going to be the standout player in this next game against the Saints?